It's Miss Cole coming on here. It's a Sabbath. I just wanted to come in here real quick and tell you to have a wonderful day. I'm going to church with my daughter. We're going to go hear about the Lord and what He's done. We're going to get involved with some saints and people that love the Lord, that are believers. And that's what we're going to do this morning. Have a wonderful day, will you? Always know that it's not easy for some people to know the truth. See, sometimes you got to dig it out like gold, okay? You dig it and dig it and dig it out of the ground till you find it. Okay, it's a personal testimony, actually. See, what really happens is you could get caught up in a lot of religion and cultures, especially for the people that have never met Christ or read their Bible, aren't even interested in it. Okay, let me sit down here real quick. The people that don't know Christ or haven't been interested, and then they do find Him out and they become interested, these are the people and the folks that are on a journey and develop, you don't even have to say that word testimony. You can say the word journey, getting to know something, learning. See, a lot of people say you got to prove everything to me. Some people, they have faith and they just get on the journey and they do it. For me, I've been around a lot of different type of people that say they know Christ. Come to find out, it didn't match a lot with the words that he talked and spoke. What I did learn was my family, again, got to wear the yarmulke, got to do all the traditions, rituals. Did you know that's not about the King, Christ? A lot of my Mormon friends I love and adore. It's not about a temple. It's not about temple garments, keeping them on constantly because they feel safe with Mason symbols all over them. Or my Mennonite friends that I adore and love, but they can't walk up to me and say that I have to wear a veil or I have to wear a dress because it's a salvation deal. It's not a salvation deal for you folks that are still thinking it is. You never, ever have to do those things. But what you need to do is know this. God knows what you're thinking before you do it, and it's a test. God knows what you're doing if you don't ask Him to forgive you or try to do things His way, because you're not as smart as Him. He's the creator of all. You have to get to know His Word so you can, be familiar with that spirit when it's around. What if you're not familiar with that spirit when it's around and you just are like, oh, I thought I was okay doing that. Well, maybe you weren't. Maybe some of the decisions that you were doing weren't lining up with what He wants for you. And not too long ago, you probably prayed and asked Him for help, right? So when you asked Him for help, did you receive it or did you ignore it? So always know that these cultures, these different faiths, these different things that people are saying that you can get close to Christ if you wear this, if you do this, if you do that. That's not God's plan. Believe it or not, I'm coming on here and telling you that. And study it for yourself. I'm not a know-it-all. There's much for me to learn. But I will tell you this. You're not going to trick me into believing that God doesn't love me unless I cover my hair, wear temple garments, or follow some Jewish rituals. I just don't want to eat pork. So I went into Jersey Mike's the other day to get a sandwich. And I've worked in the food business most of my life, so her Hobart, the slicer, was just full of just shaved, small piles of pork, ham. So my daughter gets a kick out of me. I'm like, can you clean that Hobart off because I don't eat pig? You can call it pork, I call it pig. I'm not saying I never have eaten it, because I have. But you do have freedoms and choices on what you want to eat and do. So she cleaned off the Hobart, put some new gloves on, and my sandwich was nice and fresh with turkey. So it's up to you to make these choices in life, what you're going to do. how you're going to handle different cultures. All I'm saying is you got to get grounded in something, you know. And just because people have a high degree in, say, the medical field and all these type of things, you know, teachers, professors, it's wonderful to respect them. But also respect people that are not educated but could be just as doggone smart in a lot of other things. But just look at people with the heart, you know. Not try to kind of step up on people and think that you're smarter or know something, because when you do that, they'll end up teaching you. Seems like in life people teach us things to give, to be kind, to love one another. So it's Miss Cool coming on here today saying have a wonderful day, and know that you too can get to know Christ even without a Bible. You know, there's, you know, people in the Bible, God spoke to a lot of people before the Bible was even written. Now his friends and disciples and people that knew him wrote about him. You got to be careful, because it can kind of go like that, you know. Like when Jesus said he'd rebuild the temple in 3 days. He didn't mean the building, but everybody thought he did. So we learn a lesson that we're the temple, we're the building. And where does God dwell? In us. Why? He created us. He doesn't dwell in like crystals and things like that a lot of people have faith in. Now that marijuana's legal, it's like everybody's just like this great healer. It's like, get on the internet. All these professed doctors say it causes schizophrenia, paranoia. Just because something is legal, you guys, doesn't mean it's good for you. Vodka's legal. Should we drink that? Is that going to be good for us? Or should we maybe choose maybe some juice or some things like that that's, you know, good for us? So just because something's legal doesn't mean it's necessarily good for your lungs and things like that. I guess you could sit there and say, well, you know, God grew it. Or you could sit there and say, well, it's okay, it's been around a long time and I'm going to take part. Do what you need to do. I drink my coffee. I probably eat a little bit too much sugar. But you want to know something? At the end of the day, be teachable. Know that you can learn something new. Know that you can be wrong. That's what's really important. To be wrong, change, and learn. It's Miss Cool saying peace. Have a wonderful day. Didn't mean to do a shout out about anybody that's a Mormon or my Jewish family and the rituals and all these rituals that you have to do so God loves you. Sorry, it's not true. Those things are false. Just like in the garden when the snakes told Eve, that old serpent, what'd he say? You can become a god. If a church is teaching you you can become a god, or that you've got to work for salvation, then I guess you don't need Jesus a king. Have a wonderful day. But if you do meet him, you will change without wearing all those garments and funny clothes and rituals. You'll learn to love him and do things his way. Have some private time with him, will you? He'll speak to you.